Hello and welcome to Coffee Chat with Jody Myciak. And I'm Jody Myciak. And if you don't know me, I'm an empowered mothering coach. And I work with moms, obviously. So today, and if you're new to Coffee Chat, welcome. If you've been here for a long time, thank you so much. And don't forget, obviously, before we have coffee chat, to have a coffee, tea, smoothie, whatever you like to drink in the morning or whatever time of day it is for you, because we don't all live in the same time zone. So whatever time of day it is for you. And I know for me personally, today I really need to have coffee. It's been one of those mornings/nights. So grab whatever it is you like to drink and let's chat today from my home to yours. So today we're talking about sick days, and not even just sick days, taking time for us busy moms when we need it. Because I don't wish you to be sick, so I don't want to, we don't even want to go there. But I'm going to share a couple of things that I've discovered about taking time off, and it can be really tricky as a mom. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have a husband that can kind of change plans, but not everybody does. Sometimes your partner or husband work away during the week, or they have shift work, or they just don't have that kind of flexibility, or you're doing this on your own and you're a single mom. So you really got to find ways that work for your personal situation, because we are all different. What I've discovered is every kid's different, and so are our parenting and our life situations. We are all different. So I'll try to address whatever I can in the group, but I would love to hear your own personal situations. When was the last time you did take a day off for yourself? So we don't even have to wait until we're sick to take a day off. And I mean, when I take a day off, because when I say take a day off, I don't mean just like take a day off and spend it with the kids. That's awesome too. But I mean like a day for you. So let's get started on this fun topic. So if you're watching this later, I would still love to hear when was the last time you take it off? And if you do take a day off for yourself, how do you do it if you do it regularly? So please share. And if you haven't, don't feel bad. It's being aware of things. And life gets busy. We get busy and we forget. And that's okay. So I want to go back to a time before I had kids. Before I had kids and I was working, actually I had probably two jobs at the time. And one was in a warehouse and one was a fitness instructor. And I never called in sick. In the warehouse, I'd do the warm up before we all started our job. I was in the morning shift, so it'd be probably either 6 or 7 in the morning. And here I am doing the warm up, so we all are limber to start working. And I remember coughing my head off. Like I was trying to do the warm up and I'm just coughing and coughing. And I could barely make it through doing the warm up. Did I ask anybody to take over for me? No. Did I call in sick? No. I showed up. And I think back then I saw it as like, woohoo, I'm awesome. Now I look at it and I'm like, why? I got paid for my sick days. Why didn't I take care of me when I needed to? Nothing I was doing there was more important than taking care of me. Like way not important enough. Somebody could have filled in me for a day or two while I recovered. Now, let's fast forward. Like this is over 10 years ago now. 10 years? Yeah, over 10 years ago now. And I'm now a mom of an almost 4-year-old and almost an he's 16 months old. 16 months old. Wow. I'm bad. And I see sick days and holidays and taking time for me in such a different light. And it all stems down to taking care of us or knowing to take care of us because we love ourselves enough. We respect ourselves enough, and we know if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of others. I'm no good to anybody if I'm sick, if I'm worn out, if I'm overwhelmed. And when I'm overwhelmed, that's when I lose it on my kids. That's when I'm not connecting with my husband and I'm just angry at him all the time for nothing that is important. It's when our relationships fall short because we're not fully taking care of ourselves. So I'm on such a different level now than I was when I had no real responsibilities other than a couple jobs. I was also early 20s, so I would burn the candle both ends, hardcore, staying out late, working up. So I did that to myself. It's also knowing that sleep is important, proper nutrition, like just healthy foods to keep our bodies healthy, and moving our body. And it's really knowing it from a different point of not bashing our body, not being, oh, I don't like the way I look, but knowing that what we give it is actually fuel for our bodies. So for instance, like say you have a really fancy car. Now unfortunately I don't know much about cars, so I'm kind of using this in an offset way, but just kind of came to me. But you have a really fancy car, you want to get the best gas possible. Same with us. These are our bodies. We want to give up the best fuel possible. And that means proper sleep. When you can, I know, being a mom, that can be tricky. So I want to fast forward or come back to now again. And I've actually had a couple things in my life really show me that sometimes, like if you don't take it, well, I don't know if it was a matter of not taking care of myself, but sometimes life throws you things that you actually have to stop. And you have really no choice over the matter. For instance, when my son was born, I ended up having to have a C-section. It was not planned, other than a couple weeks, or was it a month before? Things weren't looking good where my placenta was, so I had to make a tough decision. Do I go naturally and just hope for the best, or do I go and have everything lined up? Well, unfortunately, because I already had a daughter and I had to think about my kids, and I want everything to run smoothly. So I ended up going with a C-section. Now things might have went the other way, and it might have been okay. But the control person in me needed to know that there's some kind of structure to the day. And so I ended up having that, and that really, I couldn't do anything. And I really listened to my midwives. I said, do not do anything for the first full week. Like, do not, just rest. I was going to take care of my son. But we have a side split, so we have lots of stairs. So our main floor with the living room and kitchen doesn't actually have the bathroom. You have to take a couple stairs down. Well, anybody that had a C-section knows that you can't walk a lot of stairs. So there's no point in me being on the main level. And then going upstairs actually has a lot of stairs. So I ended up going up that flight of stairs up to our bedroom, and that's where I hung out, because then there's a bathroom. And then I could get to my son's bedroom from there too. So I was always making fun of, I'm in the tower, the princess tower, because my husband took care of me. He took care of both kids and myself. He fed me every meal. He had to get me my son, especially for that first week. And we just didn't have that the extra support at that time. So he had to do it all. So I definitely understand, like if you have a sick day or you don't want to take time off, how hard it can be, because it does put a lot of burden sometimes on your partner. And I will get to that in just a minute, I promise. But so I'm just sharing, I've definitely had to go through situations where I just had to stop. And it took a while for the pain to go away. So I thought I could be up and running. I think my husband had a month off. So after a while, I had to was okay, I gotta heal up. So then I'm ready to take care of the children, because I have two of them. when that time came. So about 6 months later, I was shown again that I had to take time for me and figure out. So here we are, C-section, and I was out of commission for almost I was doing some things, and eventually I would do some stairs. I would do the stairs in the morning, stay down, do a couple of things, and then go back up at the end of the night. Like, I wasn't going up and down stairs. So my husband had to fill in the gaps, but he didn't have to do everything, but it was still all the heavy lifting and just everything. And after a pregnancy, like, he's already took on more work, right? So here we are, at least a month, and full recovery is about 6 weeks, and I still wasn't fully healed at 6 weeks. But I was doing most things. I just couldn't go swimming. And then, so we're finally finding a routine. Like, it took a while, the house fell to array, and I will definitely, we'll be speaking a little bit more to that. And sorry guys, my throat's a little dry. So we like, our life kind of got crazy. And then we were finally starting to get in like a system, and 6 months later, I had had my appendix out. And it almost felt like I almost didn't go through with the surgery, because I'm like, no, we just got things back. And I'm like, oh man, the options weren't great, where it could be bad. We'd have to go through the whole emergency process again, and that took a whole night overnight. So I didn't want to do that again. So I opted for the surgery, and it's like, here we go again. It was pretty much a month before Christmas, and we had family over then. So it's just, sometimes life throws you those moments where you really just have to take care of you. So some of the things I've learned is lower your expectations. The biggest gift I could give my husband, or do for my husband, while he was doing everything for the house. He literally, it was May, so the lawn, and here in Canada, it's summer, like, it was spring, summer, so the lawn has to be mowed, or it should be mowed. There's just so much more things going on. So we definitely got rid of the garden that year. Garden was out of the question. There's no way. I could barely sit up in bed. I couldn't plant a garden. And there was no way I was putting that on my husband. So expectations need to lower sometimes when situations in your life happen. Say you get sick, or you need to recover from something, or even if you just need a holiday. So where ours were bigger events where he really needed to take on things. And I will definitely share some ideas if you don't have a partner, because I don't even know what I would have done if I didn't have my husband through all this. I really don't. So any of you single moms out there are watching, wow, I'm impressed. Like, I just don't know how you do it. So I'm very impressed with you, and I'm sure you're doing an amazing job. And so I will also give you some ideas and suggestions as well on how to do it. Take time for you. And the thing is, so we had to lower things. So here he is taking care of, we went from 1 kid to 2 kids. He's now taking care of both of them. Now, mind you, our son slept a lot. Like, it was nursing, but he had to get me him, change his bum, those kinds of things for a while. And, he had to do all the laundry, all the cooking, and the groceries. It was summer, so it was nice out, so he was making sure our daughter was getting outside. And it was a lot. So the best thing I could do for him, because I couldn't do much, I was upstairs, and trust me, that hurt, knowing that he had a full plate. That mommy guilt kind of came in a little bit. And then I felt bad because it was gorgeous outside and I wanted to be outside. Here I am, I'm like in our bedroom, and I'm like, all I want to do is outside. But then I have like many stairs to go down, and that's one thing that was not recommended. And I was like, Now we managed to go to the cottage once, and it kind of gave my husband a break. So my family was there, and they could help out and give my husband a little bit of a breather. But that was a little bit of a mistake on my part, because I didn't, my body did not like that kind of thing. Too much walking at the cottage. Um, anyways, but the best thing I could do for my husband, there's a couple things. One is to say, look, you can't do it all. We only need to focus on what's important. So the cleaning went way, like, it's like, don't worry about the cleaning. He just kept up with the dirty dishes. It's about, and I'm like, sleep when you can. When the kids nap, sleep too. I did not expect him to do any more than feed our kids and make sure that we were somewhat surviving. It's like, if the grass is getting long, who cares? The neighbors can complain for now, or they can mow it for us. I just said, look, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Because he's like, I need to get downstairs and clean the house. It's in such a state. And I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter. You can only do so much. So one of the things was reminding him to have a nap, because he was taking on responsibilities of both. And like what we normally do together, he now had to take on, and we threw a newborn in there. So it's really being okay with letting things slide. The other thing I did that was one of the only things I could do is letting him know how much I appreciate him, and just saying that he's doing an amazing job, thank you, and supporting him. I did not belittle him. I did not be like, why isn't this done? Why aren't you doing it this way? Why shouldn't you do that? Because what happens is sometimes we fall into this little habit of, we think we do everything best. And maybe we do, because we've been doing it so long. But we need to let our husbands, partners, friends, whoever's going to be taking over for us, let them do it their way. And let them know that we love their support, we're just appreciative of their support and their help. Not everybody's going to do it like us or like you. And that's okay. They're helping us, and that's all that matters. So it's really lowering expectations. Things will go back. They do go back to whatever state you want them to. You can do it. Especially if it's just a day. I'm talking about like weeks and months out of commission here. And after my appendix, I actually healed really slowly. I don't know if it was, my body wasn't in great, like I just was starting to think about working out again. And then all of a sudden this, so I don't think my body was as strong as it usually is. So things just seem to really take a long time. Like it actually wasn't still good at my checkup with my doctor. And I actually went to a naturopath route and fixed everything that way. But it was 11 weeks out, and I was still in a lot of pain. So I just shared an extreme situation, two actually, back to back, and I really hope that never happens for you. And let's back it up to taking a day or two when you have a cold, the flu, or just not feeling run down, or you just need a day for you. There is no problem taking a day for you just to do anything you love to do. It could just be sitting in front of the TV and watching TV for the whole day. It could be going on a hike. It could go whatever direction you want it to be. Going to the beach, a walk in the forest. It doesn't even have to be a whole day. But the important thing is just to take it. And if you're a stay-at-home mom, it can be tricky because you don't have that person to come in and take your day off. There's a funny saying. It's like, I called in sick today, but I didn't answer, which means I tried calling myself to call in sick and it just answer the phone, right? So I'm an entrepreneur, so I get it, and I'm a stay-at-home. I'm a stay-at-home mom / entrepreneur, like a mompreneur, entrepreneur. So I work with my husband's help and through my son's nap time, and so I'm both. So I really get it, And so what little suggestions I have for the stay-at-home moms and the mothers that are single moms, if you don't have that extra support, or maybe you already do in your life, it's just not a partner or a husband. It's finding, grandparents or friends, your sister, like aunts and uncles. My sisters are really big help, especially when emergencies happen and it's like we need her like late at night. She's, we're just so fortunate to have her around the corner. But not everybody has family nearby. So another one is to have a kind of a list of people. Look into babysitters. Now, this isn't something that you need to have every day, every night, or it's having a couple people maybe in your neighborhood on a list. And this is for when you feel sick, run down. You're like, I need a nap. You can call them mommy helpers. And they can just come in and help you take a couple hours. You can, depending on, maybe you start small and you just take a nap when they're there and playing with your child. Or you just need a break, like you're just watching TV in another room and they're there. And it's just really getting them comfortable with your child. And this could be once a month. It could be just get it when you're not feeling well. But it's really just having a support system in place. And it doesn't have to be a babysitter. Like it could be an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, somebody that lives by. Unfortunately, a grandparent, like my kids' grandparents, don't live, like the ones that are retired, don't live close. So that's kind of a tricky, we can't just have them like, oh, I feel sick. They can't just show up like in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a half hour, or anything like that. So it's getting those things in place that work for your situation. But it's as easy as finding some babysitters that are like some retired, like other grandmas like some grandmas that are, babysit now and then. And it's really just getting a couple people that when things in your life are, crazy and you need a moment, you can call them. And I do suggest a list because you are calling them kind of last minute. So it's really setting up, be like, hey, can I add you to my list of people to call when I need some time for me? Now, I want to talk a little bit about the moms that work. You still might not call in sick. Now, if you get paid sick days, please do. If you don't, then that's a situation that you really need to figure out what's best for you. But here's the thing with moms. What we tend to do, and this is, I get this because this was me before I was even a mom, before I had this self-love journey. And I actually got paid for sick days back then. I actually had somebody I could call and get paid for, and it's like, that's not even here anymore. Anyway, so good times. So the moms that have a job, so you might actually leave your sick days for like when your kid's sick, or it's like when I have something I need to do, or this and that, and like you feel like if you call in sick, that you should be doing something around the house. Remember, these sick days are for you to get better. If you are sick and you're not taking time for you, you're not going to get better faster. If you take a full day for you to get better, then you actually will benefit, unless things will slide, like fall through the wayside. It really will. When you are 100%, or maybe that's aiming too high sometimes for moms. I know with having young children, it's like, I don't know if I'm at 100% ever right now. Close. But it's really making sure you take care of you. Taking that time to really feel good and fill your cup up. Because if you don't, you won't be able to take care of other people. So I want to address a big issue with taking sick days or taking time off, or even like myself, where I had to recover from surgery. We tend to feel guilty when other people are taking care of us, when people have to put more on their plate. So how do we let go of that guilt? We have to remind ourselves that we matter, that we're a priority, and if we want to run a household as awesome as we do, we need to take care of us. We need to take care of you so you can take care of the other people in your life. I know this is a huge struggle for a lot of moms where you just can't watch other people do things. You feel like you should be doing it. Release the need to do everything. You can do it again at some point. This is time for you. So whenever you need to take a sick day, a day off just to recover, just to be and really connect with yourself again, or if you're in a spot where you need to recover longer, it's okay to ask for help, to ask for help and let other people take care of you for a change. We really have a hard time letting ourselves be mothered because we're moms and we're mothering everybody else. We have a hard time being mothered. So try and look at yourself like you would your child. Treat yourself the way you would treat your child when they're sick, when they need to take care of themselves, when they need to go to bed because they're tired. Look at yourself through your child's eyes. Because you need to mother yourself when you're sick. And the first step is letting others in to help you. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any more questions about sick days, taking time off, if I've missed something, your situation's different and you need some support, please reach out, comment below, and I would love to just hear what you do to take time for you. What are your favorite activities when you take a day off? Or when the last time you took a day off? And there's no shame in it. It's really just becoming aware of everything. When we say it out loud, it reinforces things. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I could take a day off. I could really use a day. I have like 10 sick days I haven't used. Why don't I take one? I know here in Canada, we even have personal days, I'm pretty sure. I think that came into place after I was out of the structured workforce. But yeah, so if your situation's different, please share. And I would love, like I said, I would love to hear what you do on your days off, when you take time for you, or your best remedies for when you're sick. Mine, I love to drink when my throat's sore, is hot. It's gonna sound gross, and that's okay. It's hot honey lemon tea with ginger, and not ginger, sorry, garlic. I actually cut up fresh garlic, boil that with honey and lemon, and that really just helps soothe everything. So, not that, again, I wish you all the best of health and happiness. Sometimes though, our bodies are all about showing us when we need to take care of ourselves. So if you're run down and under the weather, to heal your body is to slow down, because that's what your body's telling you, like, slow down, you're taking on too much. Take time for you when you need it. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye for now.